Next, 27. Feign madness, but keep your balance. Hide behind the mask of a fool, a drunk, or a madman to create confusion about your intentions and motivations. Lure your opponent into underestimating your ability until, overconfident, he drops his guard. Then you may attack.
Yeah. Is that like the movie White Men Can't Jump? You ever see that? That's how he did it. Woody.
Oh, he made it like he couldn't play ball?
Yeah, like he was just this dork. What do you call it? Chump. Whatever, that's what they'd call him.
Yeah.
Chump. Like he's super dorky. He goes, and everyone else is just so cool and boom, flashy and all this stuff. He comes in, he's super nerdy. And, boom, of course they pick him, kind of thing. And then he beats them.
Would he beat them with flashiness, or would he beat them with traditional, let's call it just Hoosier style, hard working basketball?
Well, no, he had legitimate skill. He was like this. So yeah, he'd come in, he'd be super dorky, and then at first he tricked them. So he came in, the introduction to him, he was like acting all dorky, and then the guys, Wesley Snipes and them, they're all playing basketball and they're, getting into little arguments or whatever. One guy gets hurt or his bunion, I don't know, something. And they're like, hey, we need another guy. And then the guy's like, let's, get him or whatever. So they're like, ha ha ha, yeah, you got him, whatever. They play, he ends up to be pretty good. Doesn't show a lot, but he's like pretty solid. And then they're like, hey, you guys lucked out. You had this, dorky guy. You guys kind of lucked out. And he's like, oh, yeah, maybe you did luck out. Or maybe I'm just better than you. But they're already convinced he's this dorky guy. And they're like, oh, I'm better than you. He's like, all right, well, let's bet kind of thing. And they're already convinced.
It's pool shark scenario.
Yeah, exactly right. Same exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty obvious one. And I think one thing that, again, to take away from this is if you know these things, you're less likely to be suckered in by them.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, you say the pool shark thing. I saw a guy who really clumsily tried to do that. Mm-hmm. I worked in a nightclub. We had a pool table in there, and this guy came in and he acts like he's like he comes in just a normal guy. He comes in with his own cue, by the way, his own pool stick,
which is an indicator.
Yeah, like total giveaway. And he comes in, and then immediately when he kind of enters the little scene, the little area where the pool, he acts like he's just kind of drunk and just real oblivious. He just switches to a different guy. And here's the thing, you can't let drunk people walk around in the bar. Uh-huh. So, when waitresses or the manager would come by, they'd be like, hey, that guy's too drunk. Like, why are you kind of keep an eye on him? And I'm like, but he's not drunk. He's acting drunk. Mm-hmm. So I go talk to him just to sort of make sure. And he's just all normal talking to me. I'm like, oh, man. But yeah, he tried. No one, it wasn't
no one to get money from. He wouldn't get money from anyone.
Well, here's the thing. No, because it was like a nightclub. It wasn't a competitive pool hall. No one cared. No one's going to take no one's even going to bet. They're like, bro, we're just cruising. Like, why are you, wanting to bet kind of thing? I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying that's the attitude.
I guess in this day and age, you'd have to be pretty dumb to fall for this in a pool hall scenario.
Yeah,
I'll just beat this guy. You got to really think you can beat him, right? Otherwise, you just be dumb.